All right, welcome everyone. Welcome back to the live streams. So if you guys didn't notice, I did not do a live stream on Tuesday night just because we were heading into FOMC. I felt like I had already talked a lot about the most important parts about this week on Sunday night to all my subscribers. So, you know, if you guys really want that information a lot earlier than usual, make sure you guys become a member. All right, so today let's talk about the incredible week that we've had since the week started. So as you guys can clearly see on the title, right? So I said IWM new high soon. So IWM, we've caught this incredible move up higher since we've been hawking it since back in early November. If you guys remember, I've also told you guys to the public that we're looking at this inverted head and shoulders chart pattern. And so far, we've been gunning it towards this 198.50 to 200 resistance area or supply area. And I mentioned this way back in earlier of this year, I believe March, late February to early March of this year. And I said that there's going to be a long time. This was going to take a long time to really base out. Now, unfortunately, right after I made that video, the price just absolutely got smacked to the downside for small caps here. But the entire time, we continued to base. And, you know, just in the latter half of this year for small caps, it made a new low for the year. A new year-to-date low for IWM, and after it made that low, I mean, just the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive weeks, just straight up to the upside. It's been able to, you know, quote unquote, catch up to the markets, but IWM has a lot more room left, believe it or not. Okay, so I can completely see IWM. Okay, so now the reason why I'm moving this is that these were my entry points here. Okay, given to the members and for myself the past 2 to 3.5 weeks here. So, you know, for IWM, again, the only reason why I say we have a lot of room left is that, well, based on this weekly time frame, all right, we have a great breakout, a very impulsive move from the lows and right to that upper range, right? We came from the bottom range at 165 to 170.50, which I also highlighted as an important area of demand, which is the reason why we've held this area spectacularly. Excuse me, guys. Oh, spectacularly. Okay. Oh my God, I can't speak today. God, I think I have something stuck in my throat. My bad, guys. Okay, and let me just say amazing. But, whew, that kind of felt like a blooper moment. All right. Drink some water. So my throat should be fine now. My God. My apologies, guys. Something really got caught on my throat there. So, what was I saying here? So, this 165.20 to 170.50, it was a great demand area. You know, it's pretty interesting to see that as we're moving to the upside, we're starting to see the volume increasing as well. Right? The volume is increasing to the upside, and the volume continued to increase as we burst through the supply area. Okay, and we hit that $200 psychological whole number level today, right? So the high of this week's currently so far is $200.04, right? And we've done that previously in the past, right? I've even given you guys these error points to kind of make it obvious here. And every single time that we've come up to this area, we've been rejecting. But this is the 4th time. Okay, and usually when we have the 3rd retest or even the 4th retest, we tend to get a breakout. That's right. We tend to get a breakout. And you might be telling yourself, wait a second, Andrew, IWM seems like it needs a little bit of a consolidation here. Well, it does. You guys are correct. So ideally for me on the weekly time frame, what I would actually prefer IWM to do or follow a price path is this. Okay, so it tightly consolidates between around 194 to around 198.50 and then breaks to the upside. And so my maximum shorter term target for IWM is 210, but longer term, I'm looking for at least the 220s. Okay, and the reason why I say 220 is that, well, again, small caps and mid caps, by the way, we can't forget MDY, right? Mid caps, right? They've all been lagging this entire year, and so IWM especially has been the kind of the main name in the spotlight here, and well, out of all the market caps too as well. And you guys should know, based on what I've been telling you guys for every single live stream, we've been talking about sector rotations and money rotations that have been very healthy throughout this entire overall market consolidation before we saw this incredible breakout after the fact that the Federal Reserve was actually a bit more dovish than what the market had expected before. So IWM here, it's still going to continuously see bullish flow, and there's a lot of people who have been a bit skeptical again with IWM, but I don't think anyone will want to short this one here, because, well, we've been seeing increasing volume into a very heavy area of supply that we've retested 3 times, right? And so with this fourth current retest, it kind of makes me want to be extremely biased to the long side for small caps, on top of the fact that we've been seeing a very healthy sector and money rotation, right? And I also gave a bunch of reasons why to my members the past couple of weeks, but I gave a really good simple reason last night to my members, saying that IWM has been lagging since 2023, the start of 2023, and into I guess the last couple of months of 2022, right? And if small caps are really seeing a healthy rotation, as the market continuously starts to get out of the leaders that have been leading the market, which is obviously the large cap stocks or the mega, quote unquote, mega cap stocks, then that money has to go somewhere, right? And that usually leads to go into laggards, right? So we have leaders and laggards, right? Leaders and laggards, and the money tends to constantly have a constant flow in between those two groups. So with IWM being a huge laggard throughout this entire year, there's a possibility that we can be seeing for most of 2024 small caps seeing a very nice large run, and small caps really need it. Right? If you take a look at the monthly too, all right, small caps they've been struggling. Right? They've been absolutely struggling. They're not even close to the all-time high print, sitting at $244.46. So the leaders and laggards here, when you're looking at it from that perspective, IWM as a laggard, has a lot of room to run, right? This is what I wrote. This is what I wrote a long time ago here. Well, this was about 2 months ago here. I wrote this 2 months ago, and this was back in early March, or actually late March, if I remember correctly. No, early March. I think I said that earlier too. So, for IWM here, I made that video as well. If you guys just take a look at my YouTube channel and kind of scroll down on the videos that I made, I talk about IWM, and it's pretty interesting how fast that we moved to the supply area, right? So it's very interesting to see, and it feels kind of, it feels kind of like a foreshadow into 2024, that small caps can be reigning supreme, compared to the magnificent seven stocks, right? The Mag 7 stocks that have been really leading the market higher, since the October 27th low that we put in. So with IWM here, again, watch that video. It's very interesting. Obviously, you guys might think that video kind of set off a chain reaction for a top being formed. Well, I mean, that's essentially what happened here. But I really wanted you guys in that video to look out for this supply area, right? And I even predicted that there's going to be another third retest, right? And usually we tend to get that third retest breakout, but in this case we didn't. So with this fourth retest, and this is why I'm kind of hammering down on this, okay? The fourth retest, I'm going to be a bit skeptical to any shorts trying to reverse the price lower on IWM, because again, we've had this amazing thrust to the upside, nice expansion to the upside into this large supply area between 198.50 to 200 with increasing volume as well. Okay, and if you guys take a look at the RSI on the monthly, right? I mean, we're not even close to being overbought, even on the weekly, right? We're at the value of 63.81 on the weekly time frame RSI. So, there's a lot of room to move, is all I'm trying to say. Now, lastly, what can we expect on IWM tomorrow? Well, we could be possibly seeing a very tight inside day candlestick, but depending on how OPEX goes tomorrow, okay, we have another record amount of options expiring tomorrow with OPEX. So, make sure you guys understand what that is. Simple Google search away. But IWM again. With OPEX tomorrow, I would love to see an actual pullback though. I would love to see a pullback. I would love to see an ideal gap close of this gap up and hold of this 194. So we retest it, bounce, and then hold by closing over this 194 new support level. All right, it will be a new support level since it was a previous level of resistance, and actually just fly out. Right, we tightly consolidate underneath this large supply area between 198.50 to 200. So again, IWM, a very silent beast that's waiting to break out for all of 2024. That's personally what I think. Maybe even into 2025, but who knows? But there is a large opportunity brewing here, even if you guys had completely missed out on this huge run up that we've had for the past 5 weeks. Okay, so again, IWM, make sure you guys keep your eyes on this one. Now, we've had an amazing week so far with a bunch of names, right? There was UPST, that short squeeze. This was on the newsletter for this week. We talked about Carvana, right? We talked about Carvana here, and this one still has a lot more room left too, right? I mean, this one, amazing consolidation and then a very large breakout yesterday and continuation of that breakout today. LMND, right? Lemonade, right? This LMND ticker still has a lot of room left to squeeze the upside as well. Chewy, right? Right, this is another name that looks ready to move to the upside and break over $22.20 here. Not a great name. Again, guys, I'm just giving you guys a bunch of tickers here that you guys could be looking for any trades tomorrow. And overall, all these short squeezes happen on very crappy companies, and it's kind of good to see these companies short squeezing to the upside, because again, as the year ends, there's a lot of hedge funds that are looking to short squeeze a bunch of these heavily shorted, high short float names, just to kind of make some of that end of the year cash to kind of catch up to what they've missed out on for this entire year. All right, so it should continuously contribute to the potential Santa rally as well. Even though I think Santa rally has come a bit early thanks to the Fed and Jerome Powell. But again, with names like this, right? UPST, even you, right? You was an amazing name as well. It was on the newsletter as well. It's pretty interesting to see the money flowing from the leaders and into the laggards, right? You guys should be able to identify that just based on your own naked eye observations, right? You don't need indicators to be able to identify whether or not you're about to see some sort of a shift in the markets, like when the market is looking to get money out of the leaders and into the laggards, right? And I even told you guys this, right? I mentioned it early on, right when we start to see that happening. So hopefully you guys were able to capitalize on that opportunity, right? And again, you guys still have a lot of time to get into this opportunity here because, again, you're not too late, right? So don't start FOMOing, right? Be patient, watch out for the chart setups, and be vigilant with your game plans, your trading game plans, and your risk to reward ratios and your overall risk management. Okay, so again, all these tickers that I've just shown you guys are some of the great examples of knowing what to look for and what to watch for, and being overall just being prepared, right? And that's exactly what we do here at Charts Focus One with the CFO Swing and Watch newsletter. Okay, so before I end the live stream here, I want to give you guys a trade idea. Okay, my God, my throat tonight is it's killing me. Can't even speak properly at sometimes here. I gotta drink some water. My apologies, guys. Wow. Okay, so before I give you guys the trade idea here, another great name that we are currently still in is Tesla. So Tesla, amazing breakout today, right? If you guys have been following me on X or Twitter, you guys know that I've been recently actually tweeting about Tesla here, and we were able to break out of that 245 to 246 supply area, and we officially closed over 250. All right, this deserves a round of applause. All right, Tesla, really tight consolidation for the past 20 days, so 20 consecutive days of just tight sideways movement, and fortunately the market was able to save this one as we had a nice fake out, okay, to the downside, and obviously a shakeout for any people who are, any weak buyers here, obviously, and anyone who was looking to long this one, and obviously got in during this day in the early morning here, and they were immediately flushed. But Tesla here was able to completely ignore that and make a very nice hammer candlestick yesterday, and we continued that this bullish candlestick formation by confirming this bullish candlestick formation by moving to the upside today, right? And we're able to officially close over this descending resistance level, okay, this trend line that I've been talking about for weeks. Right, so Tesla, another great name to be looking at. Right, and if you guys aren't in, completely fine. Tesla still has a lot of room left. I talked about this one the past couple of weeks too in my live streams, in my newsletter videos as well. So make sure you guys take a look at this one. Okay, but now a great trade idea that you should be looking at is PPC. So this one's a pretty quote-unquote normal name. It's a very wiki stock. It's a very low beta stock as well, very low volume stock, but this name has been getting some pretty good pops in volume very recently. And if you take a look at the weekly time frame, okay, so this one popped up in my kind of screening here, and oops, it has a huge base. Okay, a very large base here. All right, and this base goes from 21 to 26.50. All right, that's a pretty wide range, and it looks like it's about to break to the upside. So it kind of looks like this name has been lagging, just like small caps. Right, this base here, right? We have, it's obviously kind of a stretch to be comparing this name to small caps here. But, we have 3 retests at the top range, or the 26.50 weekly resistance level here. And currently in this area and this week, we're able to retest and break out of that 26.50 resistance level for the 4th time. And so if this one's able to get going for the start of 2024, at least minimum the first quarter of 2024, I would say this is a great trade idea to the upside that you guys can just get in and forget about it. Right now, obviously, I'm not telling you guys to completely forget about it, but something that you guys can just simply sit and let the position ride to the upside. Right? So this one has a very, very good similarities to the IWM weekly chart that I showed you guys at the start of this live stream. So PPC, I've never heard this one before, but this is looking pretty interesting, right? I mean, again, the weekly, just take a look at the weekly 10 and 21 SMAs. We have a nice crossover from the past 3 weeks, and currently we're riding the weekly 10 SMA really well. We're using it as support as the 10 SMA has officially caught up to the weekly candlesticks. And if you're able to get a nice entry point tomorrow, and I'm planning on getting an entry point tomorrow, a pretty early one. I would want to be at the very least getting an entry point around 26 if I can. But if I can't, I'll simply just get an entry point as the price goes or moves through the 26.50 resistance level. Okay, so hopefully you guys can get a great entry point on this one, and I'll probably be most likely just grabbing equity on this one. But if I decide to get option contracts, I will most likely tell you guys. So make sure you guys are following me on all my socials, right? I'm mostly active on Instagram and Twitter, or X. You know what? I'm just gonna say Twitter. It's always been Twitter for me, so I'll say Twitter. But again, I'm always active on Instagram and Twitter, and obviously on here on YouTube with the live streams. So again, I'll let you guys know when I get in with PPC. Well, I already told you guys that during this live stream, but I will tell you guys when I get in with option contracts, if I decide to get in with option contracts. All right. So again, make sure you guys trade wisely. Okay, make sure you guys keep your entries as low risk as possible. Right, make sure you guys are always looking for grade A chart setups. Right. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys tonight. It's been an incredible week. I haven't been really posting about it because I'm just chilling. Right, I'm literally chilling as I'm letting my positions ride to the upside. So again, good luck tomorrow with OPEX. I told my members what I'm expecting to see in OPEX tomorrow already. And if you guys want access to that, make sure you guys become a member. And if you guys really want to become a member, DM me on Instagram or DM me on Twitter. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'll be active on both of those platforms. So do whatever you guys want to do. All right. So I'll see you guys next week on Tuesday at the same time, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this live stream, make sure you guys leave a like down below. It always helps with the YouTube algorithm on all of my live streams. But if you guys don't want to, then that's up to you. All right, have a great rest of your night, and thank you so much for watching.